The live scene at the LA Forum. The Lakers obviously about to retire Magic Johnson's jersey. Let's go to Dick Enberg.
All right, Bob. Crowd now in the darkness standing as they anticipate the entrance of Earvin Magic Johnson, his family. The number 32 has not been unveiled as yet. There has been a long film presentation featuring many of the highlights of Johnson's career as a Laker: championships, Pat Riley, Michael Jordan, Charles Barkley, Isaiah Thomas, with their salute from long distance, and through the darkness and searchlights, spotlights comes Magic Johnson. He'll have with him at his side Larry Bird, Commissioner David Stern of the NBA, other top dignitaries who will be part of the presentation. You see Norm Nixon, former Laker, on crutches. He injured his knee in the Legends game at the All-Star weekend last week. Michael Cooper, one of the all-time favorites, one of the closest of Magic's friends with the Lakers. Kurt Rambis, currently with the Suns, former Laker there, and the great UCLA All-America Jamal Wilkes. All part of the salute to Magic, who will be here shortly with his wife Cookie, real name Erletha. His teammates now will come out of the locker room and be part of the ceremony. Earvin Johnson Sr. from Lansing, Michigan. His mother Christine. It's his son Andre, 10 years old, behind them. Wife in the Laker colors in front of Magic. All the things that must be stirring through his soul as Johnson comes out to the center of the Forum to acknowledge the love that this crowd in Los Angeles has for the gentleman who brought Magic to them.
A very pleasant good afternoon to you, ladies and gentlemen. We are here for a very special moment in Laker basketball history. You're doing it right. Let's have some fun. Let's hear it. Let's make it an afternoon that the world will never, ever forget as we honor Magic Johnson. Very shortly now, ladies and gentlemen, Magic Johnson's jersey will be retired along with 4 of the greatest players that ever pulled on a sneaker. We have an outstanding program planned for you. We want to get back to the game just as soon as we possibly can. But first, I'd like to introduce... Yeah, I know how you feel. It wasn't exactly a boat ride up where I sit. But anyway, we're going to have some very important guests for you to meet. And we will be joined by 4 of Magic's former teammates. And I'd like you to say hello to them now, would you? Normie Nixon, can you stand, Normie? Norman tore up a leg last week in the Legends game, and he had to have surgery. Nice to have you here. Michael Cooper. Kurt Rambis. The Silkman, Jamal Wilkes. And now, ladies and gentlemen, a very special moment. I'd like you to introduce the real Magic makers, Magic's parents. Irvin Sr., Christine, his mom, his wonderful sister Pearl, Magic's handsome little son, Andre, and that wonderful, darling wife, Cookie. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce to you Magic's friend and mine, the NBA Commissioner, Mr. David Stern.
Irvin, I'm here on behalf of millions of your fans around the world to say thank you. Thank you for the smile. Thank you for the no-look pass. Thank you for the joyous way you played basketball as well as it has ever been played. The Magic way. We'll be with you in Barcelona. We'll see you in the Hall of Fame. We love you.
Representing now, ladies and gentlemen, the NBA players is Mr. Charles Grantham, the Executive Director of the National Basketball Players Association. Charles?
Irvin, life is about overcoming the odds. For many are called, and very few are chosen. Irvin Johnson, to you, Martin Luther King Jr. has said, the true measure of a man is not how he behaves in moments of comfort and convenience, but how he stands at times of controversy and challenge. For your courage and your compassion for others has touched us all, and we pledge our support to you and your foundation in your attempts to educate the world. Thank you again.
Ladies and gentlemen, listen to this one. I am thrilled to announce that the NBA players and their association are contributing $600,000 to the Magic Johnson Foundation. Our next speaker has been linked with Magic since they first met in the NCAA championship tournament back in 1979. Their spirited rivalry peaked, of course, in their 3 meetings in the NBA Finals. Representing the Boston Celtics, and here's a guy that came out here under great duress. 12 hours in an airplane with a bad back is not fun. Please join me in giving a tremendous Los Angeles welcome to Larry Bird.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, thank you. I'm not the one retiring here, but thank you very much. Very soon. Irvin Magic Johnson, the respect you have earned throughout the NBA for your outstanding and unique play was never more evident than during an intense and celebrated rivalry between the Lakers and the Celtics. An honored and esteemed opponent, your very respect elevated that rivalry to new heights. This piece of Boston Garden parquet symbolizes your place in the hearts and mind of Celtic fans everywhere. You will never wear the green and white. You always will be a part of our family. Magic. He's not done yet, because we're going to go to Barcelona and bring back the gold for everyone here in the United States.
Thanks, Larry.
They weren't always friends, and one day Magic went back to French Lick, Indiana, the home of Larry, and Larry's grandma made some sweet potato pie and some chicken, and since then they've been friends, good friends. When Magic's jersey is unveiled in just a few minutes, he's going to be joining 4 of the greatest players that ever played the game, and I'm proud to say all 4 of them wore Laker jerseys, and they are already enshrined here. Let me bring them out one at a time for you, may I please? The first one of the greatest forwards in NBA history. He came with the Lakers when they moved here from Minneapolis. He made the All-NBA first team 10 times. He was elected to the Basketball Hall of Fame in 1976. Elgin Baylor is now the Executive Vice President and General Manager of the Los Angeles Clippers. Come on out, Elg. Our next guest last appeared on the Forum floor to honor Kareem Abdul-Jabbar after Kareem broke his scoring record. He once scored 100 points in a game. He once averaged 50 points a game for a season. He once had 55 rebounds in a single game. He also led the league in assists. A 4-time NBA Most Valuable Player, Hall of Fame inductee, Wilt Chamberlain. All you need to know about our next guest could be summed up by the words, Mr. Clutch. He made the All-NBA first team 10 times, and he was elected to the Hall of Fame in 1979. In the 1970 NBA Finals, he made one of the most famous shots ever recorded. He came to a rustabout right here, and he shot it in that basket. A 63-footer by Jerry West, the Vice President and General Manager of the Lakers. You know, it hadn't been too long since our next guest had his uniform retired here. The leading scorer in NBA history. He's the only man to have been named the NBA's most valuable player as many as 6 times. He was a teammate of Magic's on 5 NBA championship clubs. He also won a ring in Milwaukee. After Magic celebrated wildly when his hook shot defeated the Clippers in his first NBA game, Wilt called Irvin over and he said, "Irvin, there's 81 more games to play. Take it easy." Yes, sir, ladies and gentlemen. Your friend, mine, and superstar deluxe, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Thank you so much, Chick. Ladies and gentlemen, here we are again, and it's a whole lot of emotion in this moment. You know, it's going to be hard for me to do this, but I'm going to do the best I can. It was a long time ago when we first welcomed this young man out here on this court, and in the interim, he's taught us a whole lot. He's taught us a lot about him. He's taught us about ourselves. He's taught us about the game of basketball. He's taught us about winning. He's taught us about perseverance, and all of our lives are enriched by him. I think the most important thing for me was that Irvin made me realize that I was having a good time. And that's kind of difficult sometimes, you know? You get caught up into like the difficult part of your job and you don't realize what it is that you're doing and what it is that you're sharing with everybody, the whole basketball-loving public in America and all the great Laker fans that we have here. So I want to say personally, and just for everybody that I know, and I just got back from Boston last week, and you wouldn't believe it, I know you wouldn't believe it, but the people there, they miss us. And that came as a big shock to me, but you know, walking down the streets of Boston and hearing people say how much they wish we were still out there going at it again so they could have some enjoyment. Thank you, Irvin. Thank you very much. So I just want to say that, you know, in those times when we'd be driving through the outskirts of Detroit on a cold winter's night and you had me smiling, thank you, Irvin. We love you. I love you. Good luck.
Next, ladies and gentlemen, a man that has been a teammate of Magic since 1982. He joined Magic on World Championship teams in 85, 87, and 88. He is the co-captain of the Los Angeles Lakers with a special presentation for Magic, James Worthy.
Thank you, Chick. Irving, on behalf of the players, current and former players, we'd like to honor you today, not only with our loves and our words of appreciation, but thank you for all that you've done for us. To reiterate some of the things that Kareem said, not only have you shared yourself, your willingness to win, your willingness to share, but you've been probably the most courageous human being that's ever walked into our lives here at the Forum. There's really not a whole lot of things that we could give you, Irving, because it's not like you're going away. You'll always be in our hearts. You'll always be at the Forum, in our minds. And we'll always remember all the good times. So on the behalf of the players, we have two gifts for you, Irving. One which we'll reveal today. It is a bronze bust by the artist Lane. The second gift, I guess we should reveal this one first. Jake, thank you. Thank you, Irvin. Thank you, artists. Welcome. Also, our second gift, which unfortunately we don't have to reveal today, artist has also been commissioned to do a life-size statue of Irving to be displayed at the Great Western Forum forever. In addition, from the Laker Wives are donating $100,000 to the Magic Johnson Foundation. I'd like to thank the Laker Wives for that. We love you, buddy.
Thank you, James. When you talk about the greatest guards in Los Angeles Laker history, you only have to have two thoughts: Magic Johnson and Jerry West. Jerry, come on out with a special gift.
Thank you very much, Chick. You know, obviously, I'm not going to sit here and try to say anything about this guy because I probably feel the way you feel, Urban. But first of all, we're going to present you with this framed uniform, and hopefully you'll put this in one of your many homes to to look at and admire. Urban, I want to tell you, this is one of the few things I think that I've ever kept from my basketball career, a framed uniform, and something I'm very proud of. And needless to say, with the names up on that wall, I'm almost flattered that I'm up there with you. So, first of all, this is for you. Secondly, on behalf of the coaches, they want to present you with a solid gold Tiffany watch. I don't even know if you have a watch. I've never seen you wear one, so a good gift that you'll wear and keep. And then last but not least, Jerry Buss and management of the Lakers will endow a full tuition scholarship in the name of Irvin Magic Johnson to Michigan State University. You know, I get asked all the time, who's the greatest basketball player you've ever seen? And you're going to get some arguments there. But, Irvin, I have never seen a greater player than you. And I think for basketball, maybe the most unique player I've ever seen. You're very special. You're very special. All of us know you, and we love you.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, direct your attention to the far wall. This is that very moment we've been waiting for. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Jerry West, Wilt Chamberlain, and Elgin Baylor. Baylor had more hang time than in Dodge City. Boy, could he stay up there? Now, pull it down, the drape around Magic's jersey, and here it is for all to see for the first time. No harm, no foul. It is strange how perfectly it fits. Ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've been waiting for, may I introduce to you Irvin Magic Johnson.
Thank you.
First of all, I would like to thank all the former players that are here and that aren't here that I used to play with. You know, I had special memories with every team that I played on, but I think it's not the team as much as the players themselves. All the things that Jamal and Kurt and Coop and Norm taught me all my bad habits. I was hanging around with him too much. No, not just kidding, but Jamal and Coop and I used to go to the movie every road trip with Byron. Kareem was like my big brother who taught me all about life and taught me how to be a professional basketball player instead of just being a basketball player, to be a pro. The great legends, they all speak for themselves. I want to thank each and every one of them for coming out. Never dreamed in my life that I would be up there near any of them. When you talk about Baylor, Wes, Kareem, my dad and I used to sit and watch Chamberlain all the time, shooting the finger roll, dunking on everybody, pushing them out the way at the same time. And then on this side, all the guys that we sweated together, we fought together, we lost together, and we won together. People ask me all the time, what do I miss most about not playing? And it's not the playing part I miss the most, it's just being one of the boys. You never know how great it is to be one of 12 guys that you come out and you work hard for 8 months and you're trying to fight for a common goal, and that's to be the champions. I learned a lot from each and every one of them. I like to say to 3 of them, which I played the most with, that was AC, that you know I love you, and James and Byron, that we shared all those great times together. And all the rest of the guys too at the same time. I'd like to thank Coach Dunleavy and Randy Funn and Coach Burker, the godfather of coaches, Jimmy Iron. Gary and I go way back. He's Italian. He said I can pass for Italian if I wanted to. I want to say also thank you to Coach McKinney, Coach Westhead, and especially to Coach Riley. I'd like to also thank Larry Bird and the Boston Celtics for Larry making a special trip out here. I think that it's sort of too bad that Larry and I couldn't go on forever. I enjoyed so many of those battles, whether we won or lost, because of the fact that you got a chance to play at your highest level when you played the Celtics and Larry. And that's what it's all about. So I thank Larry Bird personally for bringing the best out of Magic Johnson. because without you, I couldn't rise to the top, and I really appreciate that. That's man to man. David Stern in the NBA, as you well put it in the slogan, says the NBA is fantastic, and I want to thank you for letting me be a part of that. Let me run up and down and just have fun at the same time that I was working hard. And without the NBA, there would be no Magic Johnson. So I would like to thank David Stern and the NBA. I'd like to thank the press, all the beat writers. We go way back, those who saw me first, Mitch. I mean, I can go down the line. There's so many that I started out with. Rich Levin, there's Lyle, there's Lil Mike, there's everybody. Jim Murray, Scott Osler, everybody. I mean, Jim Hill and Stu Nahan set me up there one time and taught me the facts of life about LA and what to expect, what not to say, what to say, and how to say it. So thank you both for that. All the press, even now to this point, thank you. Jerry, of course, thank you for your help, whether it was shooting, tips, whatever it was. I just appreciate it. Chick, thank you for making me the bad guy all the time. So now, you know, when I was eating hot dogs, I just didn't order mustard because the mustard fell off the hot dog so many times. And that's a slogan that I'll never forget. Got him in the popcorn machine. But to me, you're more than an announcer. We had a more special relationship than that. And so for you and Marge, thank you. Mary Lou, thank you, because you went above and beyond just everything that you did. Thanks. Doc, thank you, Doc Curlin and Dr. Lombardo, for all the getting this old body back together at times. And just a couple more thanks and I'm out of here. I want to thank you, the fans, for turning out every night. And, you know, when I was trying to say thank you to fans, it didn't sound right because for 12 years I thought, and I still think today, that we're more than fans. To me, you're like my friends. Anytime you play 12 years and you be out with somebody every night, I made a lot of friends from fans. So you're not fans to me, you're friends, and I have a lot of close ones in here, so thank you, friends instead of fans, for coming out for 12 years. And Mr. and Mrs. Irvin Johnson, without you sitting there every day, every Sunday, had me right there beside you, pointing out different things about basketball, getting me on that truck every day, every morning, making me go to work with you. I wouldn't really learn what hard work was all about without you. And you know that I owe you so much, and I love you so much, Dad. My mom, if you took a picture of you and took a picture of me, it's just like the same person. We look just like each other. I stole everything that you got. And the thing that I tried to take the most was your heart. It's so beautiful. And you know I love you for all those mornings and everything. And I can't say nothing about my sister because all my other 5 sisters and 3 brothers will be mad, so I better not say nothing. But thanks for coming, because I had to catch it 8 more times, you know that. To the person who looks just like me, unfortunately, huh, you got the bad end of the deal. Thanks for coming out. To my son, who I love dearly. Oh yeah, they don't get a chance. Come here. A lot of these people have never seen you before, so you got to turn around, but they can all see you. We look too much alike, don't we? You smiling? All right. And last but not least, before this, you know, I thought I was the strongest man to ever live, but I found out that my wife is 100 times stronger as a woman than I am a man, and I love you so much, and I'm looking forward to the little one crawling around pretty soon here. Thank you for being strong and hanging right in there with me through all of this, and I love you. So, I'm gonna end it with talking to a man upstairs there, because without him, we're going to talk about 2 men, God and the other one who brought me here. To Dr. Jerry Buss, and I know you're sitting up there. Thank you for placing all your trust in me when you could have selected Sidney Moncrief, David Greenwood, and all the other guys that was out there at that particular time. They're out the league now, but you know, I thought you know and all that. But anyway, our relationship goes more and far beyond owner-player, and that's the thing that I want to thank you for. Being like my LA father, taking me in, teaching me how to go from a young man to a man, taking me around when I didn't know anybody out here, making sure I was all right. And so for all of that, I'd like to thank you. It's just been a great, wonderful 12 years with you. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I have. And I really appreciate it. So, all my staff, too, Lon Rosen, if I didn't say thank you to Lon, it would be crazy, because he took me from being a basketball player to a businessman, so thank you, Lon. And that's about it. If I thank Arsenio and everybody else, I'll be out here all day. But one more time, thank you. I'm looking forward to playing in the Olympics. And I hope that if I do decide to come back, you won't be upset if we did this all over again. So, thank you again.
wonderful tradition we have in sports, retiring numbers. For who else could wear number 32? We always think of our athletes as being tough guys. And Magic Johnson not only made us smile, he showed us that they can cry too. Number 32, now retired. Now to Bob Costas in New York.
Dick, thank you.